Before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a favour. Number 1, like the video. Also comment, let me know your thoughts on the case. Now just a year ago, 20-year-old Dre Simmons was on TikTok doing your typical videos, lip singing to music, posing and asking people to get him to 1,000 followers. For all intents and purposes, he was your typical kid whose mum tried to do right by him and give him a decent life. However, all that changed on July 15th of 2023. Dre Simmons, who was 19 at the time, was a part of a gang of teenagers. That included himself, Joshua Edgington, Corey Burkett and Leroy Robinson. So, on that summer's day, the gang had crossed paths with 17-year-old Joseph Riches, who had armed himself with a screwdriver and was with his own people in Stalbridge Town Centre. Joseph was amped up and he was ready to cause carnage. He had ran down of 2 of the gang members with a screwdriver at the bottom of the high street. He jabbed and prodded and poked and slashed at 2 of his rivals, connecting, before trying to get away in a waiting car. However, he was too slow, so he ran along Coventry Street. And that's when Dre Simmons, Joshua Edgington, Corey Burkett and Leroy Robinson, at least one of them was armed with a 24-inch machete, and the retaliation was immediate. Joseph Riches was scared and afraid as he ran for his life. He was chased down like prey and eventually he was caught. Now Joseph was pushed into a hedge and then the 24-inch machete was pulled out and swiped in Joseph's direction, making fatal contact to his chest. Now police say that Dre Simmons, who was known on TikTok, was the person who made the fatal blow. He was also recorded in his final moments dying by the gang. Now to give you an idea of how callous they were, they recorded it and then they laughed about it. Now Joseph Riches was eventually found in a car which had been abandoned 6 miles away from Orchard Close in Rowley Regis. 19-year-old Dre Simmons was arrested the very next day and the M weapon had been recovered by a member of the public. It was still on Stalbridge High Street. Now the 3 other gang members handed themselves in to the police station the next day once they found out that Dre had been arrested. Of course, probably afraid that they were going to be landed in it themselves. Again, after the M, all 4 teenagers actually attended the party where they played the video of Joseph dying for a crowd of people in order to feed their ego. Now Dre Simmons and Joshua Edgington were jailed for a minimum term of 21 years and Corey Burkett and Leroy Robinson was jailed for a minimum term of 15 years. Again, it has to be pointed out that Joseph Riches was not an innocent party in all of this. He was with his own gang and he had tried to cause carnage himself. Unfortunately, in these type of situations, there's always going to be a winner and a loser. It's just crazy how Dre Simmons was trying to be a TikTok star, and again, he eventually has committed an M. Stay safe, safe.